Every single time I release a video about Michael Jackson, I am flooded with comments and emails. It would be great if you could do... Who is it? We'd love to hear those isolated vocals. Well, I responded many times saying, I can't find them, I don't know if they exist, because he never performed this live for any of the world tours. But I have found isolated vocals for Who Is It? And I am so excited to get into these with you. This is musical weeping. I have heard this song hundreds and hundreds of times. I have never fully connected with the vulnerability, the sadness that drips from this vocal performance. You can't fake this. You can't act it. Yes, this song was written about a fictitious character, or was it? But the way Michael connects with the lyrics, the way he weeps, moans, and grits and gets frustrated, and he is oozing real interpersonal struggles here and veiling it with this amazing vocal performance about this fictitious character. Fascinating. This is a singing channel. I get to teach people all over the world how to sing, and I love it. And really, there's no better way to learn about your voice than by studying vocalists that you love. That's one of the reasons I love studying Michael Jackson, particularly isolated vocals. And if you'd like more help finding out what your voice can really do, and you'd like to free it from the regular ways to learn about singing, click the link below and join my free voice course. And I'll come alongside you and help you figure things out. Wholly written and composed by Michael Jackson and produced by Bill Bottrell, this song, more than a lot of other songs, gets personal. And you absolutely hear it throughout this vocal performance. Here we go.
I gave my money, I gave my time, I gave her everything inside of one heart could find. I gave my passion, my very soul. I gave her promises and secrets so untold.
You already hear an extra degree of weepiness in his performance, and you've heard this sort of Michael on other songs. But the way he moves from here, it's a different animal altogether. You'll also notice that there's some snare bleed. I don't know exactly how these files were created. What it sounds like to me is that one of the snare samples was mixed in with this isolated vocal, and then you hear headphone bleed on top of it. But it's actually kind of nice because we get a real good feel for where the beat is and how Michael's voice is working in and around that beat.
And she promised me forever, and today we live as one. We made our vows, we live a life anew. And she promised me in secret that she'd love me for all time. It's a promise so untrue. Tell me, what will I do? And it doesn't seem to matter, and it does.
The melody, particularly in this section, sounds so much like Billie Jean. It's cool. I like that. Some people don't. Like, oh, you can't be original. I love that he borrows some melodic ideas, some rhythmic ideas, and even, as we saw in a recent video that I did, he even borrows samples from different songs and puts them in. There's something special about that, and nostalgic and encompassing that I really enjoy. Listen here to this breath.
We made our vows, we live a life anew. And she
This is part of the desperation that's present in this song that isn't present in some other songs. He's inhaling with partial closure on his primary chords. It isn't just, it's an inward sigh. And this is a really simple thing to do. Anybody can do it. But the fact that it's part of the art, the breathing, and, Michael Jackson breathes artistically all the time. But this is a specific type of breathing that fits the character, the desperate character that he is embodying here. It's important that we recognize this kind of thing because it's these kind of subtleties, like how he's taking in air, that oftentimes we don't notice as part of why we like a performance. But it is one of the main reasons.
And she promised me in secret that she'd love me for all time. It's a promise so untrue. Tell me, what will I do?
Even there again, listen. It's It's a different way to breathe.
Tell me what will I do? And it doesn't seem to matter, and it doesn't seem right. 'Cause the will is brought no fortune, still I cry alone at night. Don't you judge of my composure.
Listen to that sigh right here.
Alone at night. Don't you?
I don't. Oh. And I love the way the rhythm, and he has to take some breaths. And it's this worried short. The vibrato is almost too long for the phrases that he's saying, and so you get this shakiness out of it. I know this was intentional, but I don't think that it was like, I've got to make these short phrases so that my vibrato... He wasn't thinking technically. He was letting the technical stuff happen in the background as he embraced this character. And that is the mark of a masterful singer. You have enough technical practice, and you've put in the time, and you've practiced discipline to be introspective and developed your craft so that you can be like, put it over here, and then use some of these techniques like vibrato, like sighing, like inhale breaths, to create another world for the listener with just your voice. And that's what we're witnessing here in this isolated format.
I alone at night. Don't you judge of my composure, 'cause I'm lying to myself. And the reason why she left me, did she find in someone else? Who is it?
Oh, and on left, listen.
Reason why she left me,
the reason why she left me. Now, I am not in any way trying to imitate what he did, more just taking the mantra or the emotion out of it. The reason why she left me. Engaging those false chords. The reason why she left me. It's so powerful to be able to move the way that you pass air through your vocal tract around dynamically. This is not the reason why she left me. It's not the karaoke version. The reason why she left me. The reason why she left me. Oh. It's this type of dynamic that helps us engage with what he's doing and what makes it so interesting.
And the reason why she left me, did she find in someone else? Who is it? It is a friend of mine. Who is it? Is it my brother? Who is it? Somebody heard my soul now. Who is it? I can't dig this stuff no more.
Okay, now I've just got to point a few things out. Listen here again.
Somebody heard.
Now, sometimes when he does those little squeaky breaths, it's an inhale. But you can hear him taking in air right afterward. So in this case, it's an exhale sort of sigh with a hard onset. Super percussive, and only he can do it in a way that is super musical. But it's cool to see those together, right? It's not an inhale this time, it's an exhale.
Somebody heard my soul now. Who is it? I can't dig this stuff no more.
And listen to how percussive he is here, how he truncates the notes. It's staccato where it's very hard for it to actually be staccato.
I can't dig this stuff no more.
I mean, just try to sing that. It is so difficult. It doesn't sound like it should be. And when you start really leaning into it like he does, and at the same time truncate it, I can't take this stuff no more. Man, the way he did it with the precision, unparalleled.
No more. I am the damned. I am the dead. I am the agony inside a dying head.
This is the section where, I mean, this character that he's embodying and him, in light of some of the things that were going on when this song was written and the loneliness that he has, felt, expressed feeling. Wow. I mean,
I am the dead. I am the agony inside a dying head. This is injustice. Woe unto thee.
Listen to that one.
Woe.
There's an inhale that is followed by a exhale stop and then an inhale breath. There's so much precision there.
This is injustice, woe unto thee. I pray this punishment would have mercy on me. And she promised me forever that we'd live our life as one. We made our vows to live a love so true. It seemed that she had...
These soulful, agile moves are not unique to this song, but extra prominent. Ooh, how he's able to move around so freely in the midst of this weepy sound. That also is very difficult.
True. It seemed that she has left me for such reasons unexplained. I need to find the truth, but see, what will I do? Then it doesn't seem to matter, and it doesn't seem right, 'cause the will is brought no fortune, still I cry alone at night.
We're going to hear in a minute how his desperation almost overcomes him in the midst of this performance. And you get a precluding of that over this chorus. When you compare this chorus to the last chorus with the vocal isolation, he is almost fumbling, partially because of the phrasing. It's very hard phrasing to truncate, like I was talking about. But you can tell he's getting emotional here.
That scene, 'cause the will is brought no fortune, still I cry alone at night. Don't you judge of my composure.
It sounds like he's almost running out of breath, but he's not. It's part of the percussive nature. It's intentional.
Cry alone at night. Don't you judge of my composure, 'cause I'm bothered every day. And she didn't leave a letter, she just up and ran away. Who is it?
Oh, and that signature really digging into that. It's not up and ran away. It's up and ran away. He's actually adding consonants. Michael does this all the time. It's part of beatboxing Michael that can't really be separated from singing Michael. Adding those extra consonants.
It is a friend of mine. Who is it? Is it my brother? Who is it? Somebody hurt my soul now.
Love this breath here. Listen. So we have exhale, right? On that sort of low, desperate sigh, and then inhale squeak this time. This is such a huge part of his voice. That's why I keep saying it. How he takes in air is so meaningful.
Somebody hurt my soul now. Who is it? I can't take it 'cause I'm lonely.
Listen again. Right. Right, and then he does that truncated.
I can't take it 'cause I'm lonely.
Oh, and the heat on his voice. Now listen to him turn up the heat. This is foreshadowing. That's the word I was looking for. He foreshadows. It's like a good script with his voice, right? He turns up the heat.
'Cause I'm lonely.
I mean, it's on. The burner's on, right? But listen here.
Somebody hurt my soul now.
He's turning it up on hurt. Somebody hurt my soul now. No, it's this. Somebody hurt my soul now. Turn it up, turn it down. He's preparing you to want this.
I can't take it 'cause I'm lonely.
Oh, 'cause I'm lonely. No, 'cause I'm lonely. You want it by the time it gets there, because he's moving in and out of so many different textures with his voice. Some of this comes from the way he breathes. Some of it comes from the way he moans and sighs, and then lets you have it in a way that is both expected because of the foreshadowing he's doing with his writing, with his voice, and because you know where you've been with him and his vocal performances before. There's this trust that everybody who enjoys Michael's voice so much has with the voice of Michael Jackson.
Don't try to make me. Don't try to do it. I can't quit it. I never was. We never were. It just won't stop. Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
You can't tell me that's not real. Listen to this. I mean, the sniffles here.
Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Right? Your mucus production doesn't start when you're faking it. This is weeping. This right here is the pinnacle of the song.
Don't try to make me. Don't try to do it. I can't quit. I never was. We never were.
He breaks rhythm just enough for it to be this sort of disjointed monologue. Oh, it's so incredibly powerful.
It just won't stop. Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Clear into the throat there. Wow. What this should teach us is that the very things, and I've worked with vocalists right here in the studio who get emotional while they're singing, and they deliver some of the greatest performances of their lives because they've given themselves over to how they felt when they were writing the song, or something that connects them with their emotional, spiritual self. And they'll listen back to it and they'll say, oh, I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't really want to be having that quivery note, or I mean, it makes the song. Granted, there's a lot of virtuoso going on too, but if it were all just heat and agility and runs, we wouldn't care, right? It's that both are present. That's what separates Michael Jackson and his singing and his art from lots of other technically great singers.
Who is it? It is a friend of mine. Who is it? To me, I'm bothered. Who is it? Somebody hurt my soul now. Who is it? I can't take it 'cause I'm lonely.
Oh, I love the little holler back there. It's so cool.
I can't take it 'cause I'm lonely.
Listen to how he interacts with his breath and those little squeaky inhales here. So cool.
Body.
Ooh, listen to how that note cools off. Love it.
Body.
He's totally clean by the end of it, right?
Body.
Body! No. Body! Body! So he's turning down the burner. He's so good at that.
Don't bother me. That is staying deaf for nothing but the fortune, and she bothered.
Okay, I love this section of the song in the original too, but it's like he gets so lost in his heated ad-libs here, and then picks up like, oh yeah, I gotta sing the song again. Oh, it's so cool.
Don't bother me. That is staying deaf for nothing but the.
How rhythmic that is. I mean, oh.
Staying deaf for nothing but the. Fortune, and she bothered every day, and she finished it. Get you ready to see I'm lonely.
Right, and then there's this section here where this is what I was talking about. Like, he gets so lost in the performance of it, and he's not even trying to be like, oh, let's fly that other chorus in from earlier. And that no, I mean, this is a unique occurrence, and it's not perfect, but it's perfect because it's not perfect. It's what you needed. It's what he's led us to in the vocal performance, where he has lost track of something. He is so lost that we are more engaged because of where he is, even though he doesn't know where he quite is.
Staying there for nothing but the fortune, and she bothered every day, and she finished Bennett. Can you really see I'm lonely? Da 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 da. Don't be judging. Don't you can't take it 'cause I'm lonely. Don't bother me. Just won't quit it.
Even in these ad-libs, even in his planned, unplanned musings here, you hear so much variety, so many different vocal textures.
Don't bother me. Just won't quit it. Don't be judging. Don't be. Can't you really feel I'm lonely?
I love every time he hits that. I love the way his voice sounds there. It's just such a perfect place in his resonance. Oh. You can hear him trailing off here. Yay! I'm so glad I finally got to take us through this song after all of your patient and sometimes not so patient requests. What an incredible vocal performance. One of his finest from a raw, vulnerable, emotionally connected perspective. Again, if you'd like more help with your singing, you'd like me to come alongside you and help you pull some things out of your voice you never knew were there, click that link below and join my free course. And be sure to check out my playlist of lots of other Michael Jackson videos right here.